Hello again, AI Legends, and welcome back to another video about AI. Alright, Manus done its thing, and I'm just going to show you what the results look like if I can get it up. Let's see. Let's try to load it up. Okay, so in actual fact, this whole search took it about 12 minutes or so. And there's this additional function here where you can make it into a website. So let's try and kick it off. And in the meantime, we can have a look at what it's saying about the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. So here's a developed by Anthropic and the USB-C for AI applications, which is pretty cool. Advantages over traditional APIs. Overcoming fundamental limitations, access real-time information, industry adoption, practical use cases. Yeah, so that's all pretty recent, pretty cool. So let's see what it does with this website thingy. And let me open the analysis so you can have a look at what it looks like. So we have a whole document here, kind of structured like a Google Doc with like subheadings and explaining what MCP first is. This is pretty interesting. What's this called? M times N problems. Never heard of this. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is a pretty clear illustration here about, well, basically how to connect to MCP and how that helps a company with multiple models. That's pretty awesome. Strategic advantages, ability to act, enhance security, and all this while Manus is on the background trying to make the website for us. So we see what it comes out with. Go back to see what it's doing with the website now. So let me zoom it and have a look. So let's see, I'm going to deploy a website. So I have this to-do file. Ooh, okay. So the website development. So pretty. Oops, something's going on. So it seems that it's having some technical issues with its own computer. Interesting. So trying to adapt and create smaller website chunks. Now it's trying to do a zip package. Not sure what's going on here. Okay, we'll come back to it and see what happens then. Yeah, so I'm gonna share what updates. So I'm gonna share the latest updates that Manus AI has done to their product. I think they're doing really cool stuff and improving with lots of new features. I'm just gonna share. I'm just gonna share the three that I've noticed. So first up, go on to this notifications bit here. Well, what's saying is that the beta membership is now open, where we can get more credits to use, and they actually have a pricing plan now available. So they've introduced this kind of credit system where each search consumes a X amount of credit. And how they structured the credits is every month you get about 4,000 credits for a basic membership and 10,000 I believe for a premium one. And that I'll show you the pricing in a bit. Here we are. So, oh sorry, that's 20,000 credits. And yeah, so if you think about it, say for 39 bucks a month, you get to do say 3 or 4 web apps from Manus. I think that's pretty good, because this doesn't take too long at all. And this is what it looks like on the website. You can see design, it's not too shabby. It's got pretty nice it's got some kind of theme going on, and you can even look at its code and all that. So I can actually open up the web app and see what I'm going to actually open up the web app that's designed and see what it looks like. So here we are. So interesting that apparently I can see the International Space Station today. It's pretty cool. And it's actually really detailed for different meteor showers or forecast. Yeah, I'll say overall that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so back to this, as an early tester, I get about 1,000 free credits just to play around with it. And they say they're gonna continue working on the bugs and sort of making sure that their whole system is more robust and so on. So love to see it. Second thing is this. So if we go down here, there's a QR code and the Manus app. So I'm gonna show it on my device too. So I have the Manus app on my phone, and it's kind of a basic, it's kind of a one-to-one of the actual web app. It's pretty sleek as well. I quite like it. So what we're gonna do is try and run a search from the app and see how it works on the web app, how responsive it is. Let's give it a spin. Okay, here we go. Okay, I've got it. So this is the search that I'm gonna do. Can you search up and make a general LinkedIn posting scheduling content strategy? I'd like to know various principles that I need to use, and finally draft a content strategy for someone who is an expert in AI and healthcare sphere for a year. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna kick it off in 3, 2, 1. Let's watch together. Oh, okay, awesome. So it's literally instant and linked. Exactly, it's going running now. So we're gonna come back to that. So I'm gonna be digging into the results a bit later. But look, back to our initial web app. So it seems that Manus has completed it, and it's come up with some HTML here. Okay, pretty lengthy one. Website's fully responsive and it's completed the task. Okay, so it's come up with something with HTML and CSS. So I guess I can just copy and paste this whole HTML file and see whether it works. But let me just try and push it a bit further, see whether it can kick off. So this whole HTML thingy took about 300 credits for me, which is quite reflective to what they were saying. So say, can you come up with the website again? No, okay, I can't run it now because my other search is going. Maybe we'll come back to it again. Seems to be resetting itself. Yeah, I'll see if it works, but let me just try and see whether what this HTML file actually looks like. And it's wondering where the CSS is. Okay, so embedded in one file. Let's try it. So I'm gonna go into my other desktop to see if I can see. Okay, let me see. Manus HTML website. HTML. Okay, let's see what it looks like. So I'm gonna try and open this now. Ooh, boom. Okay. So it's got a header. And sort of these are headings that can jump through. It's kind of like a slide format that's coming up with. Pretty clean. I like the color use, and also the kind of theme, the blue theme that's going on. So pretty neat, and it actually works. Quite clean. Yeah, pretty happy with it, to be honest. Okay, so Manus is asking whether I want to deploy it, and I say, can you also create a navigational sidebar and then deploy the website? Yeah, right now, because I'm on a free tier, I can't actually proceed with this. We'll come back to it. And the third and last thing that I want to share, third and last new feature that I want to share is this knowledge base here. So, as I believe it's kind of like a RAG system or retrieval augmented generation kind of system where you can plug in like PDFs and stuff so that Manus will use it. Okay, not PDFs, but just sort of text and when to use the knowledge. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool, kind of like personalization kind of tasks, and maybe some kind of writing tips or some samples for few shot generation. This is a nice kind of add-on and an easy one to do, so I quite like it. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for the other task to complete, and then I'm gonna deploy this and we'll see what it comes up with. Alright, so my other task finished, and alright, so it seems that Manus come to a checkpoint here and he's waiting for me to give some input. So it's asking whether I would like to deploy it and if any changes, and I'm just gonna ask it to make a sidebar for navigation and then deploy it, and we'll see what happens with this. Alright. Pretty sweet. So it did as requested, and it's actually checking the website now, scrolling down and clicking some links. Pretty cool. And we are, let's see, it's just been a couple minutes really, and I even had some time to browse through Reddit while this is going on. Okay, neat. So it seems that Manus is done, and this time it's even deployed it on a website. Here, manus.space. I'm just gonna test around and click around. It's even got this kind of smooth browsing system. Love it. So yeah, that's it for Manus AI. With this latest update, what you saw is three things. Firstly, the new open beta, well not open, the new beta system with credits. So with these two search that I've did and the website deployment, this takes up about 1,000 credits for me, and that kind of gives you an idea of how much it's gonna spend and cost. And the second is the web app, and the second bit is the Android app that I tested, and that's all really smooth and really spiffy. That's all really smooth and the and fully responsive, works exactly like how the browser does, so really no complaints about that. And lastly is the knowledge base that can add information for Manus to use. So again, really excited about what the Manus team is doing. I guess you can see we had a few starts and stops. So this is a tool that it's not really about speed, but more about letting the user wait. Yeah, so Manus is a tool that it's not gonna work based on just pure blading speed, but it's using reasoning models to really tease out that extra bit of information, that extra bit of polish, and search more results for you. So along that whole inference and compute time scaling principle, or the basic principle where you let the user wait a bit more and take a bit more time, then let the model think a bit more to give you a better result. Yeah, so I think they've done a great job here. If I were to use the tool, I suppose it's gonna set it off on a task and then come back later and check maybe 10 or 15 minutes to see what is done. And now with the Android app or iOS app, that it actually gives you progress updates or push updates that signal to you when it needs your input or when it's completed. So I think that's a superb addition to overcome this problem. The team's really doing well, and hope to see even more cool stuff coming out from Manus AI. So if Manus AI team is watching this, I do appreciate if you do have any extra invite codes that I could send over to my friends. I'm more than happy to share the love. And that's it from me. Peace out, AI legends.